Mount Paricutin is Mexico's most famous volcano. One day in 1943, a farmer in the state of Michoacan named Dionisio Polito was plowing his cornfield on a Saturday in February of 1943. While plowing his cornfield, he heard rumbling and a small fissure formed upon him. The quaint village of Paricutin was used to experiencing small tremors due to being located in the Ring of Fire and being surrounded by many other volcanoes. Suddenly, to Polito's dismay, the impending events formed around Paricutin and unfolded, and with the huge fissure developing in front of Polito's eyes, and a smell that arose from it that could only be described as the stench of rotten eggs.
This odor, which was actually sulfur rising from the fissure in the earth, portended more events yet to come. Much to the farmer's dismay, smoke started billowing out of the ground. The rising gray vapors filled with soot and ash. A terrible heat could be felt rising from the earth's inner core, and wisely, Dionisio Polluto fled the scene. Incredibly, what the farmer was unknowingly witnessing firsthand was the birth of a new volcano. Exhausted from the day's extraordinary events, and with the sun quickly setting in the western sky, Dionisio retreated to his home for the evening. The next day, Dionisio, along with several others from the village, went out at dawn to examine the location. What they saw both amazed and justifiably terrified them. Rocks were furiously shooting into the sky, while the cone of the previously underground volcano now broke through the surface and started growing before their very eyes. Lava started to pour quickly out of the cone's spout, and this was enough to convince the villagers to get away as fast and far as possible. The entire cornfield was soon transformed, its surface filled with molten rock that continued to expand across the landscape.
Two villages were buried by the volcano's lava and ash, Paricutin and San Juan. A striking example of the volcano's effects can be seen in photos of the church that was buried neck high in San Juan. Only the steeple of the church can be seen today, with the landscape forever and dramatically altered, with acres upon acres of lava rock stretching out in all directions. Incredibly, there were no fatalities from the falling rock or scalding lava, although lightning that accompanied the original event was blamed for 3 deaths. The former residents of the two villages had to relocate with the memory of the fateful February day forever etched in their memories. What they had witnessed was extraordinary, for what they had observed with their own eyes was the birth of a volcano. The volcano's cinder cone ultimately reached its full height of 1,391 feet where it stands today. Thankfully, that type of volcano that occurred in Paricutin is classified as monogenetic, meaning that it will never erupt again. In 1952, all activity ceased, and now it is considered a dormant volcano.
And the small towns that surround it.
La historia se comienza así. El volcán nació en el 1943. Día y noche estaba aventando lumbre, estaba aventando arena, estaba aventando lava. Y estuvo durante 9 años en erupción, 9 años. Yo nací en el 45, después de 2 años cuando nació el volcán. Si yo recuerdo un poco como de sueños, me acuerdo un poco cómo se veía en la noche, todo rojo, rojo. Antes del volcán, ahí era una tierra de cultivo. Ahí andaba un campesino arando con su yunta, que de repente se siente como que la tierra se abre, entonces se empieza a salir humo. Entonces ese volcán no estaba, ese volcán nació en una parte de sembradillo de maíz. Era muy triste para nosotros porque en aquel tiempo se acabó todo el cultivo, toda la tierra no servía nada porque la arena tapó toda la tierra fértil, entonces pura arenal, como un desierto, todo pura arenal, negra, todo se veía. Duró como cerca de 2 años para que creciera a esa altura lo que ahorita estamos viendo. El volcán todavía pues nos dicen que va a volver, pero quién sabe si será cierto. Hey.
This eyewitness interview really helps you understand the devastating effects caused by the volcano in Paricutin.